Yeah, welcome back to today's Thop Talk. So, today we have an amazing Thop speaker, Gayathri Mohanlal Garu. So, ma'am, we have a tradition like every day we recite our invocation before we start our obsession events. So, everyone can close your eyes now. Join me. Yeah. This is who I am. Talented, energetic, astonishing mindset. I can do anything and everything. I talk, I care, I respect everyone. I see beauty in everyone. I am connected by hearts and driven by values. I celebrate everyone. I provide value to everyone. I take ownership in everything I do. I have freedom to make mistakes. I learn as I go. I am mad to make a difference. I love disruptive ideas. I make impossible things possible. I am strong to question the creation. I believe in dreaming big. If I do not dare to dream big, am I really living? Why be ordinary when we can be extraordinary? I should be driven by my goals, not by egos. I can do it, I will do it. I will not hope for the best, I will be the best. This is who I am. Thank you. Now you can open your eyes. Yes. As I said, today we have an amazing top speaker, Gayathri Mohanlal Garu, a 2016 batch Indian Revenue Service officer, currently Deputy Director of Income Tax at NADT. Hailing from Tiruvandrum, she holds degrees in BTech and an avid badminton player. So, before we start, ma'am, we want to hear our story. Rachu Akka and Abhinay Akka will share our story.
So, Gayatri, we will tell our story to you. Okay,
Okay.
what our
Yes.
team is, so that way you get an idea when you are telling, you're talking to us afterwards. Okay,
Yes. Definitely.
thank you, Gayatri. And Amulya, okay, yeah, go ahead and tell about the two people who will be telling the story. Go ahead, Amulya.
Yes, sir. Abhinay Akka?
Thank you, Amulya. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to the world of Thops. Thopisel. We are mad to make a difference. We are the believers of our mindsets, our culture, our values, and our ecosystem. What are all these? Let us tell our story. The story of disruption, the story of revolutionaries, the story of Thops. Are you all excited to begin the show? The invocation before you heard is written by us. This is who we are. The word in the invocation are not just words, but the energy of enthusiastic young students streamlined into words. We are not just word students, but leaders beyond our imagination. We are a powerful team of 15 Topis, envisioning a futuristic world. We believe that we can be the future Nobel Prize winners, next Elon Musk, Sadhguru, or Tata, creating a dent to this world with our ideologies. We are here to make a difference in the world with our presence, and this is going to be our gift to the world.
We believe in the next 5 years. We are going to create miracles in this world with our powerful Thop ecosystem. What is the Thop ecosystem and how did we create it? We focused on creating our own culture, values, and mindset. We are creating a beautiful life. We talk about building a better society. We are constantly questioning and redefining how we can help our world and make it a better place. We think about marriages. We think about earning money. We talk so much. We ideate on various aspects of life. We encourage the expression of each individual in our team. Thus, we get exposed to various thought processes. Yes, we are not just about assisting careers for students or supporting them for their dreams. We are an incredible team with humongous energy, creating a lifestyle platform to make everyone rethink about their life. We are told to think about everything in a certain way. But do we know what is right or what is wrong? No. Like our dear Sherpa Garu says, we have to follow the culture and question the tradition. Yes, that's exactly what we built our basis of thinking on. By questioning, we evolve, we grow, and come up with revolutionary ideas. We are questioning the way we are living, not to complain, but to lead a most happy and beautiful life ahead. Our goal is to see us as 0.001% of the happy people in this world. You might think, is that even possible? Yes, why not? We are making it possible. For the past 5 years, we never felt upset for anything. We moved ahead to continue our disruptive journey with double Josh. We are an inspired ecosystem where we always think on how to make a difference in our lives. This is our team culture. It is not about me or you. It is about us as a system team together doing it. We created a decentralized leadership model for ourselves, where everyone is a leader in their own ways. This developed an independently dependent nature in our team to experience the essence of the team to the fullest. That's how we created a powerful team with heart to heart connections and beautiful bonds. This is how our Thop ecosystem was built, investing 2 lakh hour over 5 hours by our entire team.
2 lakh hours? How? Interactions, 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 interactions. Interactions keep our ideas alive. Interactions make miracles happen. Yes, they really do. We witnessed the power of interactions and have overcome our mental blocks, unconscious bias, our fears, and are able to see the world through a different vision. How a company should run, how a platform should run. All of them happen through their interactions. Like they say, Rome was not built in a day. It took many years of constructions and millions of conversations to build it. So, just imagine the atmosphere and the ecosystem we create with these conversations all these years. And all the unwiring took place in our minds, which paves the path to big dreams and big goals. Where and how these interactions happen, that's where our obsessions enter. We witnessed the power of interactions with our obsessions. Obsessions are our mindset building calls where we expressed ourselves and created beautiful bonds. We believe in four mindsets: learning mindset, gratitude mindset, compassionate mindset, and infinite mindset. We are always ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Adapt to the change. We practice gratitude every day and we build our huge network through our gratitude mindset. For a team to flourish, we need to be connected with each other, support each other, and that's how we developed our compassionate mindset. And coming to the infinite mindset, we believe we have infinite potential in all of us and we are unleashing it with time and with our optimistic approach.
Did we stop it there? No. We started the next level of our interactions and laid the foundation for many futuristic ideas. Let me tell you our current disruptive journey. We expanded our wings, creating independent platforms. Now we have Thop Life Model, Thop Leadership Institute, Thop Matrimony, Thop Self-Love Institute, Thop Money Model, Thop Crucial Conversations, and many more.
Starting with Top Life Model is an umbrella for all the wings. We are reimagining our lives. Change is constant and we are adaptable. We don't know where our future will take us and we have to ready for it. We are designing our life model by imagining our future. Life is not just about education or career or money, it is about balancing all. We introducing the 4 years concept, 14 years concept, and named our 4 phases of life as fire, water, tufan, and earth. Fire, 17 years to 31 years, water, 31 years to 45 years, tufan, 45 to 59 years, and earth, 59 to 73 years. Be curious to know why we named those phases with elements of nature.
Thop Leadership Institute. Who said leaders are born and not made? We believe leadership is not a choice. It is the only option. We are here to create an unconventional ecosystem to embed the leadership. Leadership can't be learnt at any external means, but has to be embedded within. We saw the thoughts of leadership into an individual for their minds to reap and reown leaders for the world. We believe leadership is not a choice, it is the only option.
Top matrimony. Yes, you heard it right. Are we being conscious about our marriage? Are we thinking about life after marriage? Why should we even think about marriage at this age? Yes, we discussed so many questions. We want to question and understand our culture and traditions. We want to make the life after marriage beautiful and create double happiness with our spouse. We want to experience the magic in marriage to the fullest, and we believe interactions make it possible.
Top Self Love Institute. Self love, the most beautiful part of our journey. Loving ourselves is not selfish. It helps us nurture ourselves from within. We believe self love is medicine to heal all the problems and deal with the world in a better way. Our emotional well being is taken care when we love ourselves. We want to make the world experience the power of self love through our Self Love Institute.
Top money model. The world revolves around money. We are running behind money. But are we trying to understand money? Have you ever thought about how rich people become richer? Because they know how money works. We are working on financial independence by the age of 31. And we have a dream to create 100 crore company by the age of 31. It is a big dream and we are going to make it happen by exploring various money models.
In this busy world, it is easy to forget to say thank you.
Or show how much we care. This is where we have Tiva Top Virtual Assistants is the freelancing wing of Topisel, where we are creating value with our skill set. This is our step towards becoming entrepreneurs at the age of 20. So now on any virtual assistant, Tivat is here. IBS, Canva, ChatGPT. You might have heard these names for a while now. You may have seen lots of buzz AI is AI is creating nowadays. They are saying it's the biggest thing after industrial evolution. We are going to witness automation everywhere. Rather than being just the audience in this bus, can we do something about it? Introducing you intelligence business automation, a new model of automating all our businesses. We are learning intelligence business automation and getting a hang with many automation tools. Out there, understand the guidance of Ramesh Talli sir. We have already learned top automation tools and top automation tools and have now formed a team and embarked on real-time project applications. The journey is quite exciting and fascinating. Soon we are going to set our AI company, the Thop AI company, where we are going to use all our skills and ride the revolutionary wave of artificial intelligence. Many can consume AI, but only few can make the future happen. Now are going to be creators in this wave. We are going to be that. Such an amazing combo, right? AI embedded into a group of revolutionary leaders who are rooted on values to create a magical life. Transitions and top talks. Next comes our crucial conversations. Transition calls and top talks are talks with the mentors and people from different backgrounds coming together to discuss various aspects starting from technology to how to live our life in the phases of transitions. Transition talks are hosted by our mentors who are highly accomplished in their respective fields. Weekly ones, they come down, teach us about life, and prepare us for the next phases. The transition phase of life, here we discuss all about life starting from career all the way to parenting. These are conducted every week, Thursday at 7 p.m. And our Profound Top Talks, which is an expression platform to hear about all the topis out there in the world. Here we get to meet our wise grandparents to a billion-dollar business person. Top Talks are at 9 a.m. IST every day. These incredible talks builds our mindset, leadership, resilience, and increase our network. Automatically make us high net worth individuals.
Books. Moving on, books. One of the craziest idea that we all were initially mad and yet now just obsessed with. Till date, we follow the curriculum written by colonials in our schools and many educational institutions. We feel the rich have written books for the poor to become poorer. But we, the change makers, don't follow the history written by British or anyone who had an intent to suppress. We write our own history. We are creating a revolution, and in this disruption journey has to document it to inspire people and become the best versions. Did you ever imagine that a 20 to 19-year-old can author books and document the revolutionary journey? Just open our website and you will find many of them. Writing is one of our key strengths. We started exploring ourselves through writing. Initially, we interviewed so many people in our network and framed them into books. Later, we came up with these beautiful ideas to pen them into books. Our teammates become so confident eventually that now we have single authored book with the revolutionary genres. Thop ESL is all about disruption. Then isn't it interesting to document our journey into books? We are now going to write a series of books on our obsession calls, which happened for the past 1 year. Our books are going to be the evangelists of our culture, values, mindset, and Thop ESL. This is our revolutionary journey.
This is our revolutionary journey. Started from an idea to support students and now expanded its wing to create a lifestyle that the whole world would look up to. This is who we are. This is what we love to do. We never stop dreaming big and never stop working towards our big goals. Let me tell you about two of our bigger goals for future. Top University. Telephone booths are gone. Now we have smartphones in our hands. Bullock carts have gone. Now we have automated cars. Life is constantly changing, but the education system has been the same for the past 100 years. We want to disrupt the current education system and want to create an educational model where students feel excited to learn. It is not just social, science, and mathematics that has to be taught, but so many crucial aspects of life like gratitude, self love, emotional well being, and many more. We have some inspiring ideas to create a new educational model, and we are very excited to make Thop University happen. It's going to be a lovely learning place. Thop City. Thi- This is in the heart of every Thopi. Whenever we see something amazing, we think this has to be there in our Thop City. And whenever we see a problem in the society, we feel this has to be answered through our Thop City. That's how much we imbibed Thop City into us. We want to disrupt the way cities have been built. Our Thop City is not just a place to live, but a place to get inspired. How excited it is to have laboratories in our houses. How interesting it is to have our planes parked in our parking lots. Drones flying over. How lovely it is to have the homes, all our loved ones at the same place. And that is our Thop City. An automated ecosystem with AI, a lovely ecosystem with emotional bonds, and our Thopis. Sounds amazing, right? It's going to be a reality in coming 10 years.
We are ready to travel beyond time and create these miracles. We are on a path of disruption and we aim to impact the world. This is our story. These are our bigger goals. Yes, if we do not dare to dream big, are we really living? Signing off, Team Thopi Cell. Thop is not just a word, it's a brand. We are not just students, the evangelists of Thop. Thank you, team.
Thank you so much, Abhinayaka and Rachaka. Ma'am, we want to hear from you. It's all yours now.
Thank you, Amulya. Thank you, Thop, for inviting me to speak on my story. So, I suppose I have some time, so I will start my kindergarten days. I start from my kindergarten days. So, my first memory about my academic life is that I was in a preschool. Both my parents were working, so I was admitted to a preschool, and after some months, my teacher called my father to the preschool and told maybe she's a retarded kid because how much ever you try, she's not able to learn the alphabet beyond the letter G. She's stuck there. I don't know. I think she needs special assistance. So my father was not somebody who used to take others' judgment at face value. So I never showed any kind of retardation in any other activities. I was good in sports. I was good in every other activity. So he shifted me out of preschool and admitted me to a play school where I played and studied the entire alphabets. And I kind of started with rhyming, all the rhymes, the alphabets, everything I studied while I played. So that's how I started my journey. After that, again, I was admitted to, I studied from Kendriya Vidyalaya. So my parents had a transferable job. So I was admitted to Kendriya Vidyalaya. Again in fourth standard, my teacher called my father and told that she's very poor. Uh, I suppose she needs some assistance. She might fail. All these things. And again, my father did not take that judgment into face value. That's the time around which my father taught me chess. He observed how I played. I used to play decently, not the top class, of course, but I used to play decently. That showed him that I can think. I am a developed kid. So after that, he took it upon himself and he started teaching me. I The teacher told that how can the teacher who is handling 40 kids know my child better than me? That's how my father used to think. So he took it upon himself. He started teaching me slowly. He used to schedule my day according to my inputs. Like he used to ask me, how much can you learn in this time, in this particular period? In 1 hour, how much will you complete? When can you learn? And can you study? When do you want to play? When do you want to watch TV? Everything he made it into a schedule. What he observed is that I don't lack any intellectual capacity, I lack focus. He asked me to sit for 1 hour in a room and study. And first day he observed I was going to the loo for 6 times. I was going to drink water for 5 times. The next day he got me into a room, locked the room, got everybody outside, and he spoke to me. Did you realize that you're going to the loo for 6 times and to drink water for 5 times? Do you realize that? I said, okay, I never knew I'm doing that. The thing is, I lacked focus to such an extent that I was unable to sit for 5 minutes in front of the book. The next day, he said, take water, everything to your room, sit down, and don't leave the room for 1 hour. I sat there. After 10 minutes, I started looking at my fingers. I started doing something with my hair. I started looking here and there, scribbling something. My father was watching from behind, beach mein. And next day again, he spoke to me in a locked door and told me, "Do you realize that you are not able to sit down for 10 minutes? You should not lose focus." And this repeated, and somehow I started, you know, sitting for some time more. Then one important thing had happened in my post standard. I can't recollect exactly what. Uh, I was sitting in one of the last benches, and I wanted to shift to the front or something. And I told my father I am not able to sit in the front. Madam, जो मेरा teacher है, she's not making me sit in the front. I'm the last bench. I'm not able to focus. Something. I told my father. He told that, see, you are not focusing. You are not getting good marks. That could be the reason why your teacher is keeping you at the back bench. You improve your marks, she will shift you to a front bench. I was like, what are you saying? It's not possible. I said, कुछ नहीं है. No, that's not the seating policy. He said, just try. See whether you can, see whether it is true or not. See whether I am right or not. Don't believe me. Just improve your marks. Let's see how your teacher responds. Because by that time I had started studying properly, and I scored better marks in the next exam. And surprisingly, I was shifted to a seat in the front. It came as a surprise to me, but that's actually in my subconscious mind meant that whatever my father said is true. I started trusting him. Like in my studies, whatever he said, it is true. I don't have to disbelieve him. That trust, I think, was very important in my personality development. I think suddenly whatever he says is right. He became my mentor at that point of time. Looking back at that point of time, I didn't know. Looking back, probably he must have already asked the teacher to shift me ahead in the benches. But at that age, it did make a huge difference in how I saw my father as a mentor. After that, it was a smooth sail. In 10th standard, I lost my father to cancer, and somehow I stopped dreaming big. So I just wanted to go to a college in my local area. I don't. I After completion, I thought of going for an employment, and then to master. I wanted my parent, my mother, my grandfather. They are all into teaching. They were engineering college professors. So I also thought I will also go into that line. I thought of doing masters. I went to Surat to pursue my masters in VLSI and embedded system. I'm an electronics engineer basically. Uh, During my BTech years, my confidence level has risen to some level. It was during my MTech years that a huge difference happened to my life. It was the first time, Surat is in Gujarat. So it was the first time I was outside my place, my comfort zone, my house, staying alone without knowing anybody. I started living alone for the first time. I was a day scholar, as I told you in my BTech. There I had friends, a lot of friends, and I used to read a lot of random things. They say whatever is coming in paper, whatever is the trend. What I used to read a lot in general aspects, parlance. So there, somehow I was interested in all the electronics engineering, but I started you know, uh, shifting towards general knowledge kind of a thing. And my friends also used to motivate me that you should write exam, UPSC exam, IAS exam. So I was like, okay, let me see. And that's another point. Another thing which motivated me was there are a lot of construction activity going on in the university. So there are a lot of kids of the construction workers who were staying in that makeshift uh, houses. So I used to collect my friends, contribute and collect small amounts like 50 rupees, 100 rupees from each of them. We were getting scholarship actually. So few amount from each of my friends. We used to organize a small, um, you know, food packets distribution among the children on every Saturdays with my friend support. And that actually motivated me to do something on that lines, to go into public service, to go into coordination. I liked that. It attracted me. That's when I thought, okay, I can actually think of IS. But there is some myth or that is an apprehension that it is a big, the toughest exam in the world. 0.001% clear the exam. That apprehension is always there in the at the back of your mind. So you always is confused whether you should do it or not. So that's when one of my college mate, beta college mate, who was a close friend of mine, cleared civil service. Now, someone from uh, your team, your close group clears the exam, gives a confidence that okay, maybe you can also do it. That's when actually I thought, okay, let me also give it a try. It's worth a try. But I was still not very confident that I will be able to sit for long hours, which is required for clearing this exam. So at that period, I got selected for some internship in one of the core companies in VLSI model, and I was in Ahmedabad. I thought, okay, if I am able to dedicate 2 to 3 hours after my work hours, I will pursue it. It was in the period of June. I thought, okay, by December I will leave and I will go for a coaching institute. If I'm able to spend at least 2 to 3 hours per day after my office hours, if I have that discipline in me. So I started doing that. For 1 month, I was able to do that. I told my mother that this is my plan. So she was very receptive. Initially, she was like dumbfold. She was not unresponsive because it's not something she ever heard. It's something she never heard from me. I was never very ambitious. I never had big plans in my life. So suddenly, I'm talking about IAS, and she was she was baffled, I can say. But she did support me. And in Ahmedabad, I for one whole month I prepared for 2 to 3 hours. And then I had to come home for something, and I called my mother and I told her, "Mummy, I'm coming home and I will come back. I will leave in December." She told me, "Are you sure that you're going to leave in December?" I told, "I probably I am learning 2 hours for the past 1 year, 1 month. Probably I will." Then she said, "Do one thing, pack everything and come back home. Start learning. Don't wait for December." And then I packed everything, came to Chennai, joined an academy, and started my journey. In my journey, in my first mock test, out of 2,000 people who wrote the exam, I scored somewhere around 1,700. In my peer group, I scored the lowest, and it demotivated me to the core, uh, to the what can I say? It was so demotivating, and I couldn't meet eyes with anybody. It was not like I haven't studied anything. I've read through all my syllabus. I have done the diligence. In next 2 weeks, I had the second mock test. During the 2 weeks, I just did question paper answering. I did not learn anything new. I just answered previous year question papers, mock tests from other academies. I just continuously did my mock tests. And in the second mock test, I scored 160. And that was definitely a boost for me. In the third test, again, I scored better. After the third mock test, I came back home, and there my mother came back to my life as a lifesaver to me. I used to play badminton as a stress reliever. I need to always have some game going on parallelly so that I can stay insane. Sorry, I can stay sane to maintain my sanity. So I came back home. So I wanted to play badminton. So then my neighbor had started a small badminton court, and obviously they were all male players. So my mother found that one of her colleague is playing, and she introduced me to him, and I started playing in the team. So that their slot was from 9:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And this is a time when ladies don't go out their homes, let alone going to play with other males. That was frowned upon thing in society at that time. So, but my mother was so adamant. If you want the goal you have in mind is most important, I will support you in all your endeavors. Go, I will come and sit with you so that things can be a little bit, uh, you know, uh, it could be a little more uh, the that the frowning could be a little less. And she used to come along with me, sit down for the whole hour while I play. I used to go to the library initially, nearby library. I used to come back around 10 o'clock. That was also frowned upon during that time because of a lady going alone, coming back at 10:30 p.m. Again, that to a teenage girl like me, it was all frowned upon thing. But my mother supported me completely. She did not let me answer anything to anybody. She was a pillar of support during this time. I said I want a independent house where I can completely study. I can fully focus on studies only, and there is no distraction. So she upstairs up there was a tenant upstairs. They left. She made some arrangements, got the house ready. I shifted there, and that's how I completed. I was fortunate that I cleared in my first attempt. It is not that you study and then you clear. Everybody learns. All the people who attempts, at least most at least 1 lakh people in the top 1 lakh people study very diligently for the UPSC. But I believe a few luck factor is what give you that edge. And I believe that that luck factor come from various parameters. One being the blessings of your well wishers. So one of the thing which I would like all the youngsters, as you have already discussed about the gratitude, one thing which I would like to pour upon or share from my experience is that whenever you start an endeavor, go for an endeavor, take the blessings of your well wishers, touch their feet, bow before them. You don't lose anything, but the happiness that gives to them is immense. That is one message I would like to tell you. And as you can see, focus, consistency is the next key. The consistency and the gratitude is what can take you ahead in your life. So that's my story, and I've reached here in my life, and I'm very happy. And I've heard your presentations and the four modes: learning, compassion, gratitude, and infinity. Infinity, right? That was the last model, is it? Yeah.
Infinite.
Those were excellent, and I completely agree to it. And that's and my wishes are all with you. I would also like to if you have the time, I would also like to hear from you the. I heard about financial independence, money models. So I would like to, since I am from the finance world, uh, between I am from the Indian Revenue Service. I am posted as Deputy Director, is equivalent to Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax. So my world is tax, so I'm definitely from the finance world. So I would like to hear from you the concept of financial independence that you know about. I would like to tell also from my experience. I would like to, if you can, I'm always open to all the ideas. You can always contact me. Chandan has my contact. So whenever you want to discuss anything, I'm very passionate about this financial independence and financial models, money models. So whenever you want any help in that matter, definitely you can approach me. So over to you, Chandan. Amulya.
Wow. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really inspiring to us. Yeah, team, anyone wants to talk? Shirisha.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Hi, Shirisha.
I am very happy to listen from you, ma'am. From uh,
Thank you.
I am watching YouTube videos, uh, interview videos of UPSC aspirants.
Okay.
Today, I am listening live. I am feeling very happy. I, ma'am, I have a question that when you are you dis, were you dismotivated any time in your journey? If you dismotivated, then how you overcome that?
Okay. During my UPSC journey, that's what you meant, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. During your UPSC journey.
First thing is that during your first year, your level of demotivation is less. During your second year, it increases. The more the attempts go, the more demotivation you feel. The first year also, you are studying the whole time. You see your peers, your friends, all enjoying their life because they're earning money, they're traveling here and there, and you're stuck in a room. So that kind of demotivation always is there. Second thing is that I had economics as my optional. So while I was studying economics, I although joined a coaching center, I did not like the teaching methodology, and I did not like. And I was always a proponent of self-learning, and I used to learn economics by myself, my own effort. So the initial book I referred, it wasn't good at all. I I was like, I cannot clear. I had economics as my optional. I cannot clear with economics optional. I'm doomed. I had uh, I had got demotivated a lot of times regarding my optional. But then I changed my book. I started reading different other books, and then it elated me because I started understanding the concepts. So it could be the materials and resources that are demotivating you. The third is your peers. Uh, it also depends upon you were talking about the Thop city, the community. So the peers also make a huge difference. In fact, if you surround yourself with the right kind of people, you uh, tend to become smarter. You tend to excel in the field you have chosen. So that also makes a huge difference. And it is you have now it's like a common parlance that there is It's not hard work that can help you, it is a smart work that can help you. You have to understand how you can achieve anything. It's not by you putting more hours, it's about how much quality hours you can put in. Because I was during my UPSC preparation, I used to go to play, which was unusual. I used to read general things also. I would read novels also, but I had schedule. Like I will read only for this much hours. I will play only for this much hours. This much time I will study the syllabus that was there. So you can accommodate all your desires, all your hobbies into your schedule unless you are disciplined. So for me, how I started my journey for discipline is that during my college days, I like you don't study every day. You study during the exam time. That actually reduces your effectivity. What I did when I started my UPSC preparation is that I made it a point that I will get up. I was not an early riser. I get up 6:30 in the morning. I will light a candle and pray for some time. So I had made that as my discipline, discipline path. Because when you do something as per the schedule, first thing in the morning, you get a boost. So you plan something in the morning. I've heard many videos saying that you have to, make your bed after you get up. So that will boost you for the day. That is because you've planned something for the day, for the next day, and the first task you have planned is accomplished. You get a boost for the remainder of the day. So that happens. So before you sleep, before you go to bed, have something planned for your next day, some task planned for your next day. And when you accomplish that, it could be just 1 second, or it may take 1 minute. But having that planned thing accomplished, you suddenly get a boost of energy and confidence to go with the remainder of the day according to the schedule. So that's how I overcome. I overcome through planning the next day. Planning at least the first thing in the next day I used to plan, and your peer is the second way where how you navigate through your stress, and also some hobbies. These are the three things I would recommend.
you, ma'am.
Is it fine, Shirsa?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Also,
Shirisha.
I would like to add one more thing. During again, when I took economics, economics is not a uh, um, popular optional in UPSC because it's quite difficult. But I was good with numbers. I could analyze data better. So many people advise me not to take economics and go for sociology or other kinds of topics. But I was not very comfortable in mugging up. I was not. I always used to express everything in my own words. So that was not okay for many subjects. So economics was the most comfortable topic for me. So I stayed with economics and it helped me. So I will also recommend that you have to make your own judgments, and one size doesn't fit all. You have to choose your path, your strategic path yourself. And if my strategies might not work for you, you have to you have to make it, you have to have a tailor-made strategy for yourself, and that only you can do.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shirisha akka. Apurva akka, I know you are excited now.
Hello, Gayatri ma'am. We
Hello,
are so
Apurva.
happy to meet you. So
Yeah,
I
me
am
too.
also an UPSC aspirant who is aiming to give exam this year. Um,
Okay.
so yes, that was a very beautiful journey where you told about. I mean, it is not a certain journey because I was also thinking on this. I mean, how a person who could not focus can clear a UPSC exam, and so much inspired from your journey. So I just want to ask, like for every UPSC aspirant, first thing, I mean, the only thing that will be in the mind for most of the time is clearing the exam. So, can you please share your journey after you cleared the exam? I mean, your role as a like what you are doing now, and Was it challenging? Was it that dreamy like you dreamt of before clearing of the exam?
Uh, the biggest challenge after clearing exam is that you surround yourself with the people who cleared the exam. So whoever you meet are mostly IRS or IAS or IPS or from audit service or some other service. So your friend circle kind of converge to a set of people who are from the civil service community. So because of that, you feel like any other person. Like you feel it's a routine job after you start your journey in civil service. You don't feel like, okay, I've cleared UPSC, I've cleared civil service or somebody, or you are you have you don't feel like yeah, you have achieved something, or no, you just feel that I've got into a regular job. So, and then your job roles again changes. Mine is like IRS. So I am with the income tax department. So my initial role was into assessment, and if you want to detail, it could be boring for a lot of people. It's just that you ensure that uh, there is limited tax evasion in the country, because and also see, there are one important role an IRS play in this society is that any crime, any antisocial activity, any negative thing is always associated to finance. If there is terrorism, there is always terror funding. How the terror funds are generated? It is through black money, it is through hawala, it is through illegal drug dealing, etc. So these are all illegal modes in which black money is generated. Now, these are very detriment to the country. Secondly, if the people pay proper taxes, it will lead to economic growth. Economic growth means the country develops, because the whatever amount, especially with the current government, whatever amount taxes generated mostly goes into the developmental activities, which actually ultimately help us in becoming the envisioned 2047 economic power. So the tax, especially for a country like India, which does not have which is not a resource-rich country, which is not a country rich in natural resources, tax is one of the major financial resource for the country. So that is where our role comes. The tax community role comes. My role is to ensure, not just me, the combined effort is to ensure that the adequate tax, not less, not more, comes to the economy for circulation.
Wow.
We also do have, alongside, I will also like to add that, see, when you are joining in the income tax department, it doesn't mean that you are always in the department. You can actually have a multitude of, actually have the opportunity to go into a different kind of role altogether. You can get deputation with the state government and join there. You can join with the PSUs in their head positions. You can join directorates or the boards. You can join ministries. There are ample opportunities. Like every year, you can change every 2 to 3 years, you can change your profile altogether. Today, I am in the tax community. Tomorrow, I will be in the public policy formulation committee. The day after, I will be in the training committee or training role, trainer role. The fourth year, I might be in some other role, investigation role. The government job gives you. I am a person who gets bored very fast with the monotonous job. So this is a job which gives me challenges very regularly.
Wow. Thank you, ma'am. That was a detailed explanation of the diversified roles and the impact that IRS officers can create. Actually, I too felt, I am not a economics loving person, but I mean, uh, the more I understood the importance of the subject, the more impact it can create to the country's development, I started loving it. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, nice to hear, and all the very best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Purvaka. Yes, Chandananna.
Thank you, Amelia, for the beautiful hosting. And one second.
Yeah. Okay. I firstly want to thank Meena ma'am for introducing Gayathri Garu to us. Thank you so much, Meena ma'am. She's really a valuable asset to our Thopers. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
she's the
Gayathri ma'am,
one. I dragged her along for the Usman University graduation fest. She
It was
was
yeah,
my
with
pleasure.
me.
it's
Yeah.
honored to take degree from Gayathri ma'am and Meena ma'am. Yeah. And thank you for sharing your story. It's just inspiring. I just want to talk about our financial independence journey. We we believe that we can achieve financial independence by the age of 31 because we are in the AI world and the technologies are uh, day by day technology is updating. And if we could not make this happen, I don't think it doesn't make sense. It really makes sense if we make being financial independence by the age of 31. And for doing this, we are already on some projects now that are going on, and we want to in future we want to be on many exciting projects and do these projects uh, and achieve our goal of financial independence. And we have our own Thop Money Talks where we'll talk about managing money, insurances, and debts, and also many things we talk about there. And you can all you if you are interested, you can join our Thop Money Talks events. It will be on
Definitely,
Saturday.
definitely. I would love to.
It, okay. Thank you. And we would love to learn from you in the area of taxes, all those things. We'll definitely get a lot of insightful information from you. Yeah. That's all from my end, ma'am. Thank you.
So I just want to add one thing. The thing is, when we say financial independence, at least from my side, it was to have a salary, good income, sustainable income. That was how or many of us thought about financial independence. Recently, I got introduced to a concept called FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early. I hope you must have heard about it. So it says that what your annual expense is, what is the projected expenses. If you can have assets 25 times of that, you are financially independent. So that's the definition many analysts have given. So I believe you will be able to achieve so at the age of 31. And I hope you have definite uh, paths carved out already to reach that position. And I wish all the very best for each of you to reach that goal the soonest.
Yeah. Your energy will definitely add value to us.
Definitely. My pleasure.
Thank you, Chandranana. Ma'am, is it okay for you to if we extend our call for a few more minutes?
No problem. I'm totally fine. I just love it.
Yeah, it's okay. Yes, Ashrita Akka.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Ashrita.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Amulya. Hello, ma'am. So this Sunday is really energizing to all of us to have you as a group speaker. So for me, last few months have been a self-exploring journey because I just graduated and I was in a dilemma of just going to my UPSC preparation or go pursue my masters. But somehow I thought I still need some time to get into that discipline which you were mentioning. So I just opted for masters in human resource and organization development. So I'm pursuing that now. And the journey you have been narrating about your story is really inspiring. The way you were telling each and everything. Like when we just go and see through YouTube and all the things, we just feel okay, they are toppers, they have that consistency from the small age or something like that. But now when you're telling us your story, I got a realization that it's not about how we are in our small age or during our school days. It's about how we are in the time of the preparation stage. So thank you so much for that, ma'am. I had two questions. So one is you told you have cleared the exam in the first attempt, right? So, have you not thought of giving another try for achieving IAS or IPS, any other thing? Because many people I see, even after clearing the exam, they feel like again giving an attempt and go to that IAS and IPS. So that is my first question. And the second question is, how is your training during the IRS train after once you cleared your exam? So these are two of my questions. These are two of my questions. And thank you, Meena ma'am, for bringing us this top speaker. We really love to have her here. So yes, thank you.
In fact, I cleared, yes, the first attempt. But actually, IPS was not my option. I kept IAS as the first option and IRS as the second option. And that was general parlance. Everybody used to keep that. So since it is my first attempt, I started with, you talk to a lot of people and then you come to finalizing the prioritize the services in such a manner that which is generally accepted one. Now, when I got into IRS, many of my uncles who are in good positions actually told me not to write IAS. Uh, IRS is a beautiful service; it's the best service according to them because in IAS and IPS they are actually state employees. IRS is central service. So all India services, which are three, there are three all India services. One is the administrative service, IAS, one is a police service, IPS, and third is a forest service, IFS. Now, IFS, they are different. It's actually to some extent separate exam. We have different names and all. IAS and IPS, they are all India services, meaning they're employees of the center, but their salaries, their transfers, promotions, etc., are handled by the state. So the kind of interventions in these services are much higher than in central services. So from I took the advice of all my uncles who proposed that I stay with IRS itself, and that is how I thought, okay, let me go ahead with IRS. And after joining the academy, National Academy of Direct Taxes, where our training happens, so our training is 16 months. And I would say it is the most enjoyable time I had. I did not even enjoy this much in my college days. It was such an enjoyable time. You are like having fun. You're having a paid fun time in the academy. Here you develop a great companionship with all your batchmates. They become the trusted people of your life. You can share anything with them. I started playing tennis and TT after coming to academy. They have a wonderful sports facility, coaches available. There are musical coaches available, musical trainers available. Lot of facilities, good food, and there are a lot of cultural activities happening here. Like you have every weekend, you have some activities planned. You have treks. I went for my first Himalayan trek here in NADT. I went to a lot of places during my training. I went to international attachment to Europe during my training program. We all look forward to, like, we never can get that days anymore, but those were the times where we will cherish our entire lives. So that is about our training.
Ma'am, we can't hear you properly.
Okay, just a second. Am I audible now?
Ma'am, you were breaking.
Acha, okay. So
Now we just lost you
now
for
can you hear
about
me?
1 minute.
Okay, okay. So I was telling ki my academy years by I mean the training of IRS after clearing the IRS was the best period of my life. And what they teach you in the training is basically, of course, they acquaint you with the Income Tax Act, how to interpret the act, or how to pass the order, and all those things. Apart from that, they also strive to incorporate organization skills in your behavior, interpersonal skills, how to how to. Well, those are really experiential learning. They give so many circumstances where you actually learn. They ask us to coordinate or arrange a cultural activity. You have to talk to the artist. You have to prepare your batchmates as the artist. You have to prepare the stage, calling for all the vendors, and you have to speak to them. You have to design them. Everything that the coordination. I was a cultural secretary also during my training days. So I was given the charge of conducting cultural programs, all multiple, like not just one, multiple types of cultural programs. So you have to design the entire thing. You have to find people. You have to design the entire thing. So these are small things. You teach interpersonal skills. You develop batch bonding. You develop coordination, organization skills. You develop trust, which is trust and loyalty to the government during this period. So yeah, I forgot the third question. What was it?
No, only two questions. Those were
Yeah.
my questions. Thank you so much, Mom. And as Chandra mentioned, we would love to have few sessions from you where we can learn about finances.
Sure, definitely. I would like to.
Thank you,
Back
Ashaka.
over to you, Amulya.
Yes. Shravan sir, we are waiting for you to talk.
Thank you, Amulya. Good hosting. And Gayatri, congratulations on becoming a IRS officer. And what you did is really, I mean, your story is inspiring, and you're a very down to earth person. Saying that you are still, you're willing to learn, that means a lot, because you are a person people look up to. And when you say, I am willing to learn, that creates a whole different ecosystem, right? So, regarding this financial independence by the age of 31, uh, you know, see, we are not taught about finance at all until you suddenly become 20. You become 21 and you have a job, and now people expect that you are like a genius in investing now. And everyone will say, oh, you have money, oh, I have this investment opportunity, I have this investment opportunity, come here and invest. That's the way we seem to learn about money in us. That's the way we seem to learn about money. But that's basically just application of money, right? It's really not learning about money. It's not about creating some. If you go back to around, say, 1200 AD or something, that's when the money concept. Before that, it was barter system and all of that, right? Then the money concept started coming up, and then slowly the money models started coming up over in the 1400s, 1500s, and now there are many money models. So what happens is, it's all about these money models, and then there is a concept called productivity. The higher the productivity, the higher the amount of money that's get created. And so when we went from industrial revolution to information revolution, the productivity increased, so there is money increased. From the information revolution, now we are going into the automation revolution, which is the AI and everything, and it is supposed to even increase the efficiency even more. And because of that, the money is supposed to increase. I mean, these are all, again, money models, right? You see, these are all models not created by God. These are created by men. So a particular idea that is getting created, and that particular idea is spread in a certain way to gain your trust. But it's still an idea that was formulated by someone to to create something. Okay, so that all of us, again, it's a community, right? We are all a community, and a community means we have to work together. If you say so, if suppose you get in the plane, and the plane says it's supposed to go to Delhi, and then suddenly the pilot says, no, I'm not going to go to Delhi, I'll go to Calcutta, Kolkata. That wouldn't help, right? If people start doing that. So what we do is we create models. So we create these ways by which we all work together. So models are also being given to us, the money models, to work for us to work together. But those are model, but we assume those models are the truth. That is the big mistake as a society we do. So we need to ask ourselves where the models were created. The models were created by the Western system. So any model they create, they are the ones who want to benefit out of that model. So I am in America. So whenever India says, oh, we are trying this model out, I get excited because I am safe. You are the ones who are going to suffer if it doesn't work, because we know it works for us. So this is the mistake that now slowly people are realizing, that all the money models that were created work by the Western systems to have the power in the Western countries. Now, because of the internet and the social media, now the whole world is understanding what has happened. So now comes is we have to go back to the first principles of money and say, okay, what is money? How does it work? And how did we come up? How did these models come up? Can we come up with something else now? Can we come up with new models which will help our country? So you have to look at how you create models which will help India.
Yes.
And now, if you really look, certain things that are getting floated in US and other Western countries, is one of the concept is very soon almost all the Western countries are going to have 4-day work weeks. Again, because they want to. There are certain reasons. One reason is to increase employment. So if you have 4 days, some people will work, 3 days, some people will work. So now you have full employment. Because if people are employed, then people are not going to get into trouble. It gives them a meaning to life, right? You need a meaning to life. So employment gives you that meaning to life. So 4-day work to this thing. And then the other thing that is started already, is negative interest rates. You heard of that?
Yeah. Japan, for instance.
Yeah, Japan, I'm not sure. Yeah, probably Japan started probably. The Dutch people
Even
were
in
the
the, for
first.
the matter of US.
What did you say?
For the US also, it's very low interest rate. It is less than the inflation rate. So we can say the real inflation interest rates are negative.
Yes, you could say that. But actually, what Dutch did about 6 years ago, I think, they actually had minus 0.5% interest rates. So if you take 100 rupees, at the end of the year, you have to pay 99.5 rupees. So why did they do that? Again, because they want the money to flow around. It's money flow is how the actual production happens, right? The money has to flow. If all the money is with Gayathri, do you think anything will happen in this world? No, right? Because all the money is with you. So no creation will happen. So money has to flow. So that money flow creation is where these negative interest rates have come. And now another thing which US is planning to try is they don't want any debt ceiling, anything. They want to create as much money they want. And if you notice it, at one point of time, if your expenses went beyond the money you made, it was considered wrong. As a nation also, as a home, you still have to do the same thing. You cannot have expenses more than your income. But as a nation, you can have expenses more than the income, which is weird, right? So you notice that how that is happening. So now America is saying, we are not even going to worry about, already they have $30 trillion of debt, which is 10 times the GDP of India. I mean, so for 10 years, if we go and produce, it is going to be the same as the debt of US, and it's only growing, and it is supposed to grow more. So America is saying we're not even going to care about the debt. So I want you to start thinking, Gayathri. These are all theories which hopefully our Thop Thop verse is going to work on, because we cannot change money models in 1 year, but we can change over 20 to 40 years or 50 years. We can do that. So we are going to start creating these money models now, but we have to completely. So now America is saying we are not even going to worry about how much debt we create. So if we don't have to worry about debt, how much debt we don't have to create, why should we worry about individual taxes? Why should, if America says, if suppose say when we had COVID, every country, every state, every country created as much money they wanted. And if you look at it, 80% of the country was inside the home, and world was inside their homes. 20% was working, and 100% was fed. And all kinds of debt increase happened. We are all doing fine. So is the tax system even relevant actually? So you might want to start looking at, instead of saying accepting the tax system, maybe you want to start questioning the tax system, and
Yes.
then go from there. I think if you can do that, Gayathri, because right now things are changing so much. If you can work from the first principles, I think you can create a lot of value for India. So
Um,
go ahead.
yeah. Actually, I would like to add 2, 3 things in starting with the negative interest rate. In fact, for one, in Japan, especially the negative interest rate happened because the population was aging. So when the point with the aged population is that they save a lot of money, they don't take money because they don't have to take money. They don't plan on investing or anything. So only it was the only option to reduce the interest rate of people take money and invest. So that was how negative interest rate happened. The
Right, money
second thing
flow.
is that yeah, yeah. So money flow circulation hona chahiye, because what will the bank do with all the money? They don't have to. They can't do anything with the money, and the government also doesn't. The second thing is that regarding America, it is actually part of the culture also. When you see the housing boom and all, this goes back to the World War. Actually, the post-World War, what happened is things got settled down. The soldiers were all sent home. So now what happened is they all need employment. And they were all trained people. Now they want
Yes.
employment. They want a place to settle, place a home where they can settle and have activities. So for that, the government was perplexed what to do with all the soldiers when they come back home. So they said that okay, let they consume. So they reduce the interest rates drastically, almost close to zero, so that people will take more money, consume them,
Yes.
so that they will be distracted. Consumption is a distraction. When you
Yes.
have a lot of things to
Yes.
consume, you don't think about any other activities. So that
Yes.
was the intention. Now, this consumption, this consumerism triggered the manufacturing sector, the supply chain, and more uh, uh, products needs to be produced, and that generated employment. And further, they got money, and this cycle continued.
Yes.
In 2008, what happened is this had gone to such level that it was time to explode, and that's what happened in 2008.
Right.
According to Ray Dalio, a popular author,
Yes.
everything is a balloon and it is going to explode soon. That is what Ray Dalio is saying about
I
changing
have been
world order.
I have been following Ray Dalio for, I don't know, 10, 15 years now.
Yeah, yeah. So everything, like what you said about public debt in US. So basically, what is happening is in 2008 also how they got out of this recession is that they printed more money.
More money,
But
exactly.
yeah, when you print more money, it can cause future inflation. That's what happening recently. That it caused huge inflation, and because US dollars is a global currency that is
Yes.
affecting other countries as well, and but the effect of inflation is not limited to US alone.
Yes.
And the public, actually, Japan is having much more public debt than I mean, in percentage wise with respect to GDP than US. But because that is an aging population, also that is another story. Okay, Japan is altogether different case story. The US is also printing more money. Now they recently increased their debt ceiling.
Yes.
And yeah, because see, that is again how much money you have in circulation. Where, like for example, China is having a lot of their currency, and when they start selling it off, whether the US government will be able to repay them back. That,
Right.
and there is a possibility that the currency can crash down. Tomorrow, the world war might not be in terms of conventional war. It is proxy war. It is not proxy war. Sorry, I termed it wrong.
Financial
Proxy
war.
war was a Cold War era. The
Financial.
financial war, or the there is a terminology also called, I can't recollect it.
Economic.
It's
Is it economic war or economic? It's a currency
yeah.
war, right?
I'm not. Currency war is one form, but there are different other types, like some
Yes.
cyber
Yeah.
crime, everything, cyberspace,
Yes.
in every space they can attack. So it will not be conventional war where there will be a lot of soldiers. It will be another. The war will happen in another domain altogether. So
Yes.
that is always there. Coming back to the tax system, thinking that in future this can happen, we cannot stop our taxes because India is a country, it's a developing country. So any development, according to if you say the laissez-faire theory, it says that the government need not interfere at all. Now that theory has been proven wrong during the 1930s depression. It says that government need to actively intervene. So here the government is responsible to make the infrastructure. The India ranks very low in the terms of infrastructure, in terms of healthcare, etc., education
Yes.
system, etc. So all these parameters need to be taken up. Only then the country can sustain on it. So for these parameters, you definitely need tax. What are the other resources the government is having? And when you say about the barter system which happened in previous era, similar barter system happens here, except in the world economy, in the sense that the the country India gives something to the US, and US returns something in return. Gives something in return. That's
Yes.
how the global trade happens. It's kind of a
Yes.
barter system, and to value it, we have this currency valuations.
So Gayatri, one
So
question.
for a country like
By instead of taking money from the government, from the people as taxes, why not just print more?
printing, I will tell you example. You understand the concept of fake currency, of course. Fake currency is a fiat currency.
Right. I
So
mean,
fiat
everything
currency
is fiat
this
currency
is a
right
paper
now.
currency. Yeah, it's a paper currency. It's
Everywhere.
just a paper. There's no value in it as long as the government pledges it.
Exactly.
Now, if you print more money, suppose I told you global trade happens in a barter kind of a system, right?
Right.
Now, um, I'm just wondering how I can explain it in shorter terms.
It's
You see, I will tell you. For example, okay. First of all, you tell me how if without the taxes, you say that the government is printing more money.
so why I'm saying that is
I, I will tell
I'm
you.
just
I will tell
having
you in this.
yeah I'm not trying to I'm asking you to think in a revolutionary see
I
what
understood. I understood. What I'm saying is, unlike US, unlike you should also say understand that the US is also having the tax money. Apart from that, when the US prints more money, it's a global currency. India
yes
is not a global currency. That is first thing. That's why I referred to barter system. So when India is producing something, uh, it's the value of the product and not the money or not the currency that is the matter. If you print more currency, as long as the GDP doesn't rise, the product value doesn't rise, it is immaterial. You got what I'm saying?
I mean that is
I will,
the
I will, I will, I
that
will
is the
give an
definition,
analogy to Bitcoin.
right?
I will give an analogy to Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin is very important is that there is only limited quantity of Bitcoin.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and you have to trade within that quantity.
Yes.
Its
Yes.
value changes. Its value changes, but the product value, the relative value of the products remain the same.
Yes.
Do you agree? Like
Yes.
for example, the value of onion you could write in US dollars as well as in Indian currency.
Right.
Am I clear?
Yes.
So if you print more money, the value of onion can go from 80 rupees to 120 rupees,
Yes.
because the rupee factor depends upon how much product you are generating from the country.
Yes.
It's
Agree.
tagged to the GDP or the
Yes.
product you are producing.
Yes.
So the printing more money cannot resolve your problem because your product is not increasing.
I'll have to talk to you
That
about
is
that.
the smallest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the general concept, Gayatri. That is
Yeah.
how we have been taught. If
Yes.
that teaching is right, let's assume that is right, then how did we survive COVID when 80% of the people were at home? Only 20% of the people were working, but somehow all the supply chain systems were working. Everything was working. People did not die in mass numbers. I'm trying to make you, because I'm trying to make you think, because if we try to change India or think India in the way of the traditional Western model, again, it's a model, right? When you
Yes.
say this
I agree.
happens, this inflation happens, and because it's a global currency, US is a global currency, America can shift its inflation to other countries.
Yes.
All of that is right. But what we are doing is, if suppose but I think we need to figure out a way to be not, how can Indian rupee not be dependent on the American dollar? I mean, you have to go to the fundamental
For that, we
saying,
have to go back to closed economy.
no, you don't have to. That's the thing. These are the things that think tanks, and there are many think tanks, right? And there are many of these professors and everything. They all come up, because what happens is we like to agree upon. That's the first way we start. And then we start becoming a little more confident about ourselves. And then we say, hey, what am I agreeing on? Is this the right thing to agree on? And then you start questioning. So that questioning of the basics, like the first principles, is what is not happening. And that is what, when you look at Elon Musk, he created an electric car which is disrupting the entire world. This electric car was created 50 years ago,
Yeah.
but somehow they were able to stop it. But Elon Musk was able to think 10 steps ahead, understood all the things, and said, I'm going to completely upend the whole model. And then he is now appending the whole model with something called, Twitter is not the only thing. He's doing X, right? And he's appending. So now I'm saying is this Thop verse is all about upending the whole thing. So what I'm trying not say, Gayathri, you're a very, very talented young woman, and you have no idea how I am, like, it's 11 o'clock here for me in US. And I am like so excited listening to you. And I really, really want you to be happy, hugely successful, and you have a platform by which you can create a massive difference in the world. And I'm just making you think. That's all I'm doing here. I'm not trying
Yes,
to
exactly.
argue with you here. Okay. I hope you got that, right?
Completely understand.
Yeah.
I
And
am very positive towards deliberations, new theories.
yes, I can see
But I
that.
would also like to say why it is not applicable, or what are the loopholes in that theory.
Absolutely. And you know what? We can have a conversation sometime, and I would really want to hear it, because obviously I'm not studying under the economics, right? What I always do is I question things. What I do is
Yes,
I
you
tell
should.
myself everything has to be logic, right? If it is done by God, obviously I don't understand. But if it is done by human beings, I should be able to understand. It has to be logical,
True, very true.
because
Yes,
human beings can only handle certain number of variables. God can
yes,
handle infinite variables, but human beings can handle only certain variables. So I'm like always thinking, logically, how do I question things? And so I try to only question and try to understand based upon, I don't read, economic, I just look at certain things, what Ray Dalio said or this person said, but I try to come up with my own theories, because if I let Ray Dalio influence me, then I am not able to, I want to be sure that my creativity is not getting suppressed by Ray Dalio. I am only getting whatever I can get from Ray Dalio, but my creativity should not be. So that's how I look at it. Let us do one thing, Gayathri. I am really excited, meeting you here. We can have, I would love to have conversation with you some other time. And
Definitely.
I hope you are seeing that Thop can be a partner for you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
So
I look
Shravan,
forward
well
to
said.
that such conversation.
That's the idea I got in my mind listening to all of you, Shravan. You and Gayatri are going to hit it off very well. You'll have lots to discuss, and I think never ending. And both of you together are going to generate one new model for India.
I would love to make that happen.
I also would. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very good
Because
to have a
Gayatri,
conversation with
Shravan is
somebody.
very much interested in helping India. Okay, you must have understood from the way he's talking. He's very passionate
Yes,
about
yes,
that. And then
yes, yes.
he's looking for people like you, young minds.
Okay.
You could be
Yes,
his
yes,
mentee
definitely.
also,
Yes,
educated,
yes,
knowledgeable
definitely.
mentee.
Yeah, I would look forward to having conversations similar of this nature. I am also into all these discussions, so I would love to have some conversation with you. Some
Yes.
maybe.
Yeah.
You're
We
given
will
so much food for thought for Gayatri.
I know. I'm like thinking she's going to run away from me now.
No, not
No,
at all.
no.
I always like to
I
have
think I know
very
Gayatri a
intimate
little
conversation.
bit by now. So I think she's totally excited. This is not what she expected. I'm sure it was very much lower level that she expected. But here she
No,
is.
no, I
She's
did think.
knocking on something huge here, Gayatri.
No, I did not expect to have an economic conversation. Like I thought, okay,
Yeah.
people will be asking me questions, especially the young kids, and I did not expect that I will enter into a conversation on the policy and economic aspects. That is
So
definitely
you
true.
you just
But I did
had a
enjoy.
small introduction to Shravan. He is one disruptive thought giant. So you'll be shocked by the new ideas that he keeps throwing.
Gayatri, one of
And
the
they are
things which
all
you might
fantastic.
want to consider, again, this is a consider, is, you should try to think about getting a Nobel Prize in economics. And I will help you with that. I'll help you with that. It is, because right now things are changing so much and new theories are needed. And since you are into that, into that space, if you can really put forth these new ideas, I mean, I think Nobel Prize for economics is, very possible. At least I can see it in my head. I hope you can see it too.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay, Amulya.
In fact, I also plan to take some PhD in economics someday. Let's see.
Good. And that one of the people recently got a Nobel Prize in economics who is of Indian
Yes,
descent,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Duslo, Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duslo, poor
He's a
economics.
very close friend of my he's sort of my elder brother, not really my he's an IPS officer from Calcutta.
Okay.
So he is like, so this this person who won the Nobel Prize in finance, he's his best friend.
Okay.
So we, one of these days we can even call him and
Yes.
have a chat with him and discuss all these economic theories with him.
Yes, definitely. I would love to.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make that happen someday.
Yeah.
Exactly, Meena ma'am, what you have said is really amazing, because The conversation between Gayathri ma'am and Shravan sir was really informative and thoughtful to all our topis. Yeah. Shall we end our call now?
Yes, yes, yes.
So all the best, very best to all the youngsters present here, and I wish from the bottom of my heart, to all of you, to achieve whatever you have in your mind. All the very best and prayers.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We all loved your session today. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you for joining.
Gayatri, you're such a nice person. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much. Looking
everyone.
forward
Thank
to
you,
have more
Gayatri.
Thank you,
conversations.
See you.
everyone.
Thank you, Velima.
Bye bye.
Bye
Yeah,
bye.
see you sometime whenever you come to Hyderabad. Mhm.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Bye. Have a good day.
Good day. Have a
See ya.
nice day.
Bye, Shravan.
Bye.
Bye, sir. It was wonderful having conversation with you. Really look forward to having another conversation.
Me too, Gayatri. Me too. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.